So I have already made videos about the endocrine system and how the endocrine system is related to uh, the concept of the psychic centers, also known as chakras in the field of yoga psychology. Now, one such psychic center is known as the Anahat chakra, which is associated with the thymus gland and the cardiac plexus. I've already spoken about it. I've also spoken about how you can make sure that you stimulate the upper glands, including the thymus gland, which basically starts shrinking after the onset of puberty. I've already made videos on all these topics. The links of all these videos are in the description below. Apart from this, uh, I would also like to talk about the most important thing going on right now, which is the coronavirus, which brings me to the topic of immunity. This is the real reason why I started making all these videos. Otherwise, if you look at my channel, the the videos that I made were around four more than 4 years ago. I had made some of the videos. It's just now that I started making these videos because of the whole corona lockdown thing. So yeah, immune system. I already spoke about how the thymus gland is associated with certain psychic propensities, but this video is not about propensities. This video is about the physiological and physical aspect of the thymus gland. The actual physiological and physical function of the thymus gland is immunity. So, not only does the thymus gland contribute to the important immune cells, it also helps fight against autoimmunity. And autoimmunity is basically the immune system fighting, attacking its own, attacking the actual cells of the body. So, so the examples of autoimmune diseases are like rheumatoid arthritis and type 1 diabetes. So these sort of autoimmune diseases can also be, well, there is a slight possibility that these diseases can also be taken care of with the proper system of yoga. So all the things that I have discussed so far has brought me to this point where I will be discussing about immunity. I already spoke about how the proper system of yoga can be used to stimulate these psychic centers known as chakras. I've already spoken about how the sexual vitality, the vital energy, can be, instead of that vital energy of stimulating the sex glands, it can be used to stimulate the upper glands, especially the thymus gland. I've already spoken about how, if not completely stop the shrinking process of the thymus gland, we can at least slow it down. We can at least slow down the process of aging through the proper techniques of yoga. And I've already discussed a lot of things. So why did I make this video? Well, uh, there has been a lot of discussion about how yoga is going to help with with the coronavirus. Well, I'm not one of those yoga professionals that speak negatively about allopathic science. It is allopathic science that is actually helping out the people suffering from coronavirus. But ultimately, even though we are using allopathic intervention, well, that is very, very essential for emergency situations like these. But ultimately, after the allopathic intervention, it is the vital energy, it is the vitality of the individual, along with the immune system, that is actually helping the individual recover from the virus. So, so in the end, the vital energy and the immunity, the two things that I have been talking about in my previous videos, it is like not immunity but the vital energy and the thymus gland, which is associated with the immune system. So those are the important factors that actually help in the recovery of a patient after the use of allopathic intervention. So a lot has been said about how yoga is going to help uh, with the immune system, but nobody actually speaks of the proper system. Nobody actually talks about the proper scientific process of how it will help uh, the immune system. And everyone is talking about practices that they have heard of from here and there, but nobody is talking about the actual science. So one of the reasons why I started making this video is so that I can talk about this whole process, this whole scientific process of channelizing that sexual energy, sexual vitality, and allowing it to activate all the endocrine glands. And this would inevitably work on the thymus gland as well. And like I said, the actual physiological and physical function of the thymus gland is to ensure that that the body has enough important immunity cells, and also it plays an important role against autoimmune diseases. So can yoga be used against autoimmune diseases? A lot of people sometimes have have laughed at the possibility of the science of yoga being used for autoimmune diseases. But if you have listened, if you have actually heard all that I have said right now, you know, the videos, the links of all the videos that are related to this video are in the description below. You can have a look at that, and you can decide for yourself that is it really possible to actually use this system, this proper scientific system of yoga, which is the Tantra of yoga, the proper technique of yoga. Obviously, there are a lot of practices involved. I will be making separate videos discussing in detail how exactly that sexual energy is going to be channelized upwards, how it will be used for the stimulation of the upper endocrine glands. So that obviously requires a different video, but this video was for discussing about the immune system. So you see, if not completely stop the shrinking of the thymus gland, it will, the system of yoga, the proper scientific system of yoga, not the mumbo jumbo crap that people talk about, but this system, this can actually stop the slowing down process. It can slow down the process of the shrinking of the thymus gland. And also the immune system. We are hearing that kids and the elderly, the old people, are the ones who are more susceptible to the disease, and also who are dying due to the coronavirus. And it's pretty obvious, because in the case of the older generation, their thymus gland has already shrunk. It can no longer produce new T cells for fighting a new virus like the coronavirus. And in the case of kids, it is still developing. It hasn't produced all the T cells yet, and that is what causes the vulnerability in small kids. So that is the reason why the kids and the elderly are more prone to getting the disease, and also more prone to dying because of the disease. So this video is to discuss how the science behind the use of yoga to increase the immune system, because the thymus gland is very much associated with the immune system, and also to increase the vital energy which is required. Like, even if you get the virus, you need that vital energy and that immunity to fight against it. Even with the allopathic intervention, you need that extra immunity, extra willpower, extra vitality to fight the disease. And that is where, I guess, yoga comes into the picture, the proper system of yoga. Now, about the practices, I will make a separate video on the various practices. Till now, till then, you can actually have a look at the basic yoga routine video that I made The link of that video is also in the description below. So that would be a good start. And of course, like I said, with the use of the Indian loincloth. So all these things will play an important role if you want your bodies to be healthy, and if you want your immune systems to actually be very strong enough to fight diseases like this. So yeah, that would be all for now. I will make new videos on detailed uh, explanations of the different yogic practices. So this is it for now.